Welcome to Season 2 of Startup Brainframe, where we explore cross-domain synthesis for startups who want to build the future. This season, well, it's all about cognitive complexity. That ability to hold multiple perspectives, see connections others miss between totally different fields, and weave them into really sharp insights. We'll be looking at movie characters, people from history, athletes, all sorts, and connecting it back to entrepreneurship and, importantly, the brain. So for you, our Neurofounders who want to use brain science to build the future, well, this season is definitely for you. Today, we're diving deep into King Leonidas from the movie 300. Why Leonidas? Well, because he's just such a perfect archetype of a specific personality type from the process communication model, PCM, the persister type.
Right. And understanding that is, well, it's key for seeing how different leaders tick, especially when things get tough. PCM, just simply put, it's a psychological model. Identifies 6 main personality types, helps us get how they communicate, act, see reality. And the persister type, which Leonidas just embodies perfectly, they're driven by values, deeply. They believe in something, bigger than themselves, principles, causes, a mission, and they really live and die by those beliefs.
Okay.
Think about it in business terms. You hear about a chief evangelist officer or someone called a true believer in the company's purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
You're seeing persister energy there. These are the folks saying, look, the odds don't matter as much as doing what's right, what needs to exist. Leonidas is just textbook.
That makes a lot of sense. He's not just royalty. He's like the mission personified. Okay, let's unpack this. Scene 1, the training of a Spartan. We see young Leonidas, right? Thrown into this brutal system training, hunger, cold, combat. It looks harsh.
It does.
But the point wasn't cruelty, was it? It was a system designed to hammer in specific Spartan values. Discipline, respect, honor, strength, resourcefulness. And we see him later teaching his own son the exact same things. How does that connect for a neurofounder?
It's a really powerful metaphor for, neural programming. Seriously, this is classic persister stuff. A deep, deep belief in a value system so strong you don't just live it, you have to pass it on, build it into the next generation.
Okay.
For you founders, the connection is direct. The culture you build, that is your Spartan training ground. Neuroscience is clear. Repeated exposure, reinforcement. It literally builds neural circuits, habits.
Right.
You can't just, write values on a wall and expect people to live them. You have to model them, instill them every day, reinforce those pathways.
So culture isn't just fluffy stuff. It's actively wiring your team's brains.
Exactly. Wiring them for certain responses.
Wow. Okay, scene 2. Everyone knows this one. This is Sparta.
Ah, yes. The kick.
The Persian messenger comes, demands submission, earth, and water. And Leonidas gives him that kick into the well. It's pure defiance.
It is. But it's crucial to see why.
Okay.
This wasn't just Leonidas losing his temper or, ego. He was refusing oppression, fundamentally. He was defending Spartan values, refusing to bend, to surrender.
So it connects back to those core principles.
Absolutely. For founders with that persister energy, they don't bend just because it's convenient. Decisions are anchored in principle. And neuroscience backs this up. When your actions align with your values, the brain reduces what's called cognitive dissonance, that internal conflict.
Which makes you
More resilient, clearer under pressure. You're not fighting yourself internally, so you can face the external challenge.
That makes sense. Less internal noise. Okay, scene 3 gets really interesting. Part-time soldiers versus full-time ones.
This is a great one.
Leonidas meets the Arcadians. Their leader, Daxos, says basically, you didn't bring enough guys.
Right. He's counting heads. But Leonidas is smarter. He asks a few Arcadians, what's your profession? Blacksmith, potter, sculptor, implying.
Not soldiers.
Yeah.
Or maybe part-time at best.
Then he turns to his own men. Spartans, what is your profession? And the roar comes back. He shows Daxos quality over quantity. What's the cognitive angle here?
Perspective. It's all about perspective, reframing. That's a massive cognitive tool. A smart neuro-entrepreneur trains their prefrontal cortex, the brain's CEO, to shift frames, to see strengths where others just see weakness.
Like seeing focus instead of just numbers.
Exactly. In startups, it's not just how many people you have. It's their focus, their quality, their adaptability, how you frame the challenge. Leonidas reframed the whole situation instantly.
Quality of focus, not just quantity. Okay.
Yeah.
Scene 4, handling fear. The dead village.
Yeah.
The Greeks find this village raided by Persians and the immortals. They're elite, feared warriors.
And the fear is palpable.
Right. All the Greeks are scared. Except Leonidas. He just walks through them, calm, confident, says, immortals, we'll put their name to the test. He's relying on skill, not myth.
And that's huge for leadership. Fear is contagious, right? It lights up the amygdala, the brain's fear center.
Yeah.
But a leader's calm confidence can actually downregulate that fear response in the team. It's like the leader's prefrontal cortex helps calm everyone else's amygdala.
Like a shared nervous system.
In a way, yes. Emotional regulation. Leonidas models that belief in skill over fear-mongering. Neurofounders need to learn this. Your calm literally calms your team's brains. Your team's nervous system tunes into yours.
That's powerful. Okay, next up, scene 5. A surprisingly calm moment. The apple scene.
I like this one.
Leonidas is just casually eating an apple while his men finish off some survivors. Then someone reports a small Persian group approaching. He decides to go alone and says, "If they assassinate me, all of Sparta goes to war. Pray they're that stupid. Pray we're that lucky." Such detachment from his own life.
It really shows the persister mindset again. The cause is everything. It's above the self. He's detached from the fear of death because he's anchored in something so much larger. His purpose, Sparta's survival.
And neuroscience shows that.
That belief in a purpose actually activates reward circuits in the brain. It literally makes you feel good, motivated, and it dampens fear responses.
So purpose isn't just motivational talk. It biochemically helps manage fear.
Precisely. For founders facing constant uncertainty, purpose is probably the best antidote there is.
Wow. Okay, scene 6, Leonidas meets Xerxes.
Ah, the big contrast.
Yeah, it's striking. Leonidas, scrappy, strategic, limited resources. Xerxes, overflowing with wealth, troops, this huge, almost corporate vibe. And Xerxes says that chilling line, he'd gladly kill every one of his men for victory.
And Leonidas' response.
And I would die for any one of mine, just worlds apart.
It's the absolute essence of servant leadership versus tyranny, power versus service, and the lesson for neurofounders. It's critical. Don't make huge decisions when you're emotionally hijacked.
Like Xerxes clearly is.
Exactly. Leonidas plays him perfectly. Neuroscience tells us the amygdala emotion can absolutely overpower the prefrontal cortex rational thought under stress or threat. Smart founders, they pause, reflect. Make big calls when calm. Don't let emotion drive the bus.
Resources don't equal good judgment if you're emotionally compromised. Now for scene 7, the ultimate commitment, the last stand. The 300, fighting to the very last man. Leonidas refuses any retreat, any surrender.
The startup metaphor here is pretty stark, isn't it?
Refusing an exit.
Sometimes, yes. Refusing an acquisition when the mission feels bigger than the money. It's not always greed when a founder says no. Sometimes it's that persister belief. This vision needs to exist independently. These mission-driven founders, they're the ones who can potentially bend history. If you aren't willing to metaphorically die on that hill for your core purpose, maybe rethink why you're doing it.
That's a deep question for founders. Okay, scene 8 gets really interesting again. Betrayal. The betrayal and the Spartan law.
Right, when Ephialtes betrays them.
Leonidas learns the Persians will flank them. It's over, strategically. But does he panic? No. He gathers his men, reminds them, no retreat, no surrender, that is Spartan law. And by Spartan law, we will stand and fight and die. And he frames it. A new age has begun, an age of freedom.
This shows a key persister trait. Under maximum stress, they double down on values.
Stress reveals your defaults.
Exactly. For persister types, they hold the line on values, even when logic or numbers might scream otherwise. Neurologically, you can think of it as those belief-driven circuits in the prefrontal cortex overriding the amygdala's fear signals. Courage sustained by conviction.
That's crucial for startups. Because betrayal happens, right? Markets shift, partners leave.
Absolutely. Markets, partners, even investors can feel like they've betrayed you. When that storm hits, your values are the only compass left. Holding the team together through that shared belief system, that's what prevents total collapse.
Values as the anchor in the storm. Makes sense. Okay, continuing on, scene 9 shows the power of that connection, the value of true followers.
A very moving moment.
Leonidas is facing death. His soldier, Stelios, says, "My king, it's an honor to die at your side."
And Leonidas' reply.
"It's an honor to have lived at yours." Pure servant leadership again. How do founders build that kind of loyalty?
It comes back to building teams of, kindred spirits. People aligned with a mission, not just mercenaries chasing a paycheck.
People follow inspiration. They follow leaders who live their values, who make them feel seen and part of something important. Neuroscience shows us oxytocin, the bonding chemical, is forged through trust and shared struggle. You build that bond by consistently being that servant leader, putting the team and mission first. Inspiring loyalty, not demanding it. Okay, finally, scene 10. A powerful final thought. Remember us.
Yeah.
His dying wish isn't statues or songs just for him. It's simple. Remember us. Remember him with his soldiers. Remember what they stood for. Sparta, the law, the values.
And the lesson for Neurofounders here is just so vital. Legacy isn't the exit multiple. It's not the IPO size or the market cap.
It's deeper.
Much deeper. Did your company stand for something real? Will people remember how you fought for it, the impact you made? Legacy is measured in the values lived, the problems solved, the people you lifted up, not just the bank account.
That really puts things in perspective. Okay, pulling all these incredible insights together, let's share 3 practical tips for you, our Neurofounders, inspired by Leonidas.
Okay, first, anchor your decisions in values. Seriously. When doubt creeps in, let your principles guide you, not just what's easy or convenient. It reduces that internal conflict, gives you clarity.
Makes sense. Anchor in values. What's second?
Second, learn to reframe challenges. Remember Leonidas with Daxus. Change the perspective, change the game, train your prefrontal cortex to spot strengths, find opportunities, even in setbacks.
Reframe challenges.
Third, lead by example. Practice what you preach. Servant leadership builds trust networks in the brain. It fosters those oxytocin bonds. Your team mirrors your actions much more than your words. Model the calm, the conviction.
Anchor in values, reframe challenges, lead by example, great takeaways. So here's a call to action for you listening. Ask yourself honestly, am I building my company like Leonidas, rooted in values strong enough to weather the storms, to carry my team through fear, uncertainty, scarcity? Or am I leaning more towards Xerxes? Rich in resources maybe, but poor in principle, vulnerable to that emotional hijacking?
Yeah, it's a crucial question. Because, the world doesn't really need more startups just chasing an exit or validation. It needs more founders willing to metaphorically stand at Thermopylae for their vision. Persisters who believe so deeply they actually, bend history a little.
Since we are talking about values, we'd like you to know that Neoteq stands for morality, humanity, and for the innocent people being killed in Palestine. Remember Leonidas, remember Sparta, and remember true neuro-entrepreneurs build not just companies, but legacies. Thanks for your time and investment into our show. See you in the next episode.